Welcome back to this Let's Play of The Last Remnant. Last time we went through a lot of cutscenes, which involved some permanent changes to our party in cutscenes. You know, some other stuff happened. But we now know where our sister is and where to rescue her, and we're all gonna go do it, except I want to do a lot of side quests first. Before I do those side quests, however, I'm just gonna walk into the next area. Completing this area will make all the side quests unavailable. Walking into it, on the other hand, is fine. Nothing goes wrong. You don't lose anything. And once you've actually walked in here, another companion becomes available for hire, and he's pretty good, so I'm willing to just go out of my way to do it. He's one of the characters I'm going to use to the end of the game. And, you know, Agent David, you know, whines about, why are you leaving? This is where we're supposed to be going. Well, I'm leaving because we have things to do. We unlocked this area by going through the Veil of the Gods before, but we never actually went in here. This is Baulson, which is one of the side towns. That thing in the background, well, it becomes important later. But our objective for now is to just go up, and there's no, you know, indication that this guy is going to be here. You just kind of have to know. And you have to walk into the aqueducts for him to show up. Gaou. He's got fairly good stats. If you look at it, he has like 700 hit points. Most of my characters have half that. And he has lots of skills learned. And he also has the lotions skills almost entirely learned. There's only one lotion skill he does not know. And the most important thing, though, is that he knows Hartshorn, which is another reviving skill. Which means that he is a fully functional character. And he becomes even more powerful as the game goes on, so he is not someone to ignore. I can't imagine that you would find somebody who would be good enough that you wouldn't use him. He is one of the just standard characters I use. But now that I have him, there are a couple other things I want to do. First of all, there's one town which is open. Yeah, the Lord's Manor shows up. There's one town that's open that we have not been to yet. To get there, we need to go through the heroic ramparts, which I'm going to select eventually because I'm not bad at clicking on things. And we're essentially just going to take a different exit out of here, which we didn't take earlier. And I'm just going to hit up this... Actually, I'm going to do this off screen. I'm just going to hit this felling point up off screen just to use up my digs. And I'll be right back. This dig point also has this strange liquid that actually terrifies monsters away from you. It's not as useful as it sounds. There's another one of these side effects from digging, which is a charm aura, which sounds like it'd be great, but it's actually really dangerous because it means that every enemy who is following you, because they're charmed, once the charm wears off, they're all there and they're all angry at you, and it's really kind of awkward. But, you know, you can still just outrun them like you do everything else. And I'm just going to run over here and grab this chest just because I don't... Well, I think there's a rare monster I have to fight in this area, but we won't do that for a long time. Okay, great. Marauder's Glaive. I don't even know which formation that modifies, but... I don't actually spend a whole lot of time with the formations. There are a couple of formations that are really useful. Most of them have such marginal bonuses that they are not really worth bothering with. Oh, either that or they require such specific sets of characters to construct them that they're just not worth the time. You end up building your army around your formations, and there are much better things to build your army around. Anyway, here we are in another town, Gore. You have to come to this town again later in the story, but not yet. For now, I'm just here to buy something. And there are a couple of quests we'll do here soon enough, but for now, I'm just running through here briefly, specifically to buy this Gorian, which is expensive, but oh well. And it's not for me, it's actually for somebody else. And let's see, do I have any... No, I guess I sold them all off already. It's amazing how fast you can go through money. I've never really explained these workshops, but more or less you can use the workshops to build upgraded versions of your weapons. They require components, of course, and I don't have the components to build basically anything at this point. Just something I'm gonna have to deal with. You can also create things from components, but again, I don't have the components to do any of it, and there's not really all that much that's really important. I guess I could make this Ring of the Defiant Ear, but it's not that good. The idol fragment I got from fighting the fire idol, or way earlier in the game, can be used in a couple of recipes to make some quite good items. The last thing you can do is disassemble items. I'm actually going to disassemble this Despair's Edge. It actually costs money to disassemble things. You don't get money for breaking things down. You actually have to pay them to break them apart. What you do get out of it, however, is components. And so these components are sometimes it's just the easiest way to find particular components is to break things down. And, you know, it's kind of annoying, but hey. There's a couple accessories I could buy there, but frankly, I just don't have the cash at this point. You know, it looks like I have 20,000, but I still need to buy all of the materials so Gaou can actually use Hartshorn. I'll have plenty of money later, but it'll be a little while, so... For now, I am going to head... No, and you can go to Gore Castle, and you can go talk to Dog, as I call him, the Duke of Gore. But he doesn't have anything useful to say yet. He eventually joins your party. But we're going to start from the bottom here, and start working on some of these quests. And I'm obviously going to have to reshuffle my formation, because I have a bunch of new characters to deal with, and I have more slots. But I'll do that off-screen. While I was waiting for that to load, I changed my party. Actually, I walked in and out a little bit. But here's my setup. I'm staying with 4 unions instead of going to 5 groups of 3. For now, I'll eventually probably go over to 5 groups of 3, but I still have some filler characters. For everybody in Jorgen's union, except Jorgen, is just asking to be gotten rid of as soon as possible. But I'm going to have to do a few quests before I can sort of fill those ranks with people who are less useless. Baron Nielsen here wants us to go find his wife in the Ivory Peaks. And this is the first of a 2-part quest series, which will eventually get us 2 different characters. And obviously those are the 2 that I'm going to use to replace the soldier I have there in Nora. I'm actually using the soldier instead of Loki because the soldier has healing and Loki doesn't have any useful skills at all. He's just an attacker. Again, the 4 unions are all based on the idea of every union has at least one guy with a vivification herb and at least one person with some decent healing skills. And there's not a whole lot to it. I'm not really I'm not trying to set up to get or use particular arcana or anything funny like that. Mostly just trying to avoid being skewered. Though I imagine that many of these fights now will be trivially easy, and I've actually turned off a lot of my more powerful attacks because I don't want to kill things too quickly. I want to, get grindy XP for killing things. And honestly, I think it's probably going to be a waste of time. I think everything's just going to die real fast anyways. But, hey. And here we go. Here's what we're looking for. And, well, it looks like we've cut some company. And these two join our party. Well, they don't join our party. They'll do that soon enough. But for now, they're just a guest union. And at this point, I'm mostly just trying to make sure that I get practice with the arts that I want to gain practice with. One of the things since I have characters that I don't really care about in the long term, like Darien here, I'm not going to actually bother spending AP and killing power on that. And Jorgen's Union I'm actually going to leave out of the fight because, well, and I'm going to turn Turbo on. I may just leave Turbo on. That'll work. What a bunch of pushovers.
I hope I've grown stronger than before.
And since we're such low battle rank, we actually get some stats out of a fight like that, even though we just totally rolled over them. Anyway, Violet is unhappy in her marriage, and apparently she believes she married below her station or something like that. Anyway, that's the first of the 2 quests for them. And he gives you some random junk. But I think that's all we have time for in this episode. So next time we'll do the second part of that quest. See you then.